Listen, I know this sounds harsh. Stop telling people your problems. It feels cold, it feels lonely. But let's be real for a second. How many times have you poured your heart out to someone, expecting them to understand, to care, to fix it, and they just didn't? Not because they're bad people, not because they're heartless, but because everyone's fighting their own battles. Here's the truth. Most people are too wrapped up in their own chaos to truly care about yours. And that's not something to be angry about. That's something to wake up to. Because the moment you stop expecting other people to rescue you is the moment you start rescuing yourself. Your problems are your responsibility, not your punishment, not your burden, but your responsibility. When you stop wasting time seeking sympathy, you start building strength. When you stop complaining, you start creating. And when you stop talking about what's wrong, you start focusing on what you can do right now to change it. You want to feel better, move, act, change something. Nobody's coming to hand you a new life. You've got to build it with your own hands. The most powerful people you'll ever meet are not the ones who had it easy. They're the ones who decided, I'm done talking about it. I'm doing something about it. So the next time you feel like venting, pause, take that same energy and pour it into action. Write the plan. Make the call, go to the gym, fix what you can, let go of what you can't. You don't need an audience for your pain. You need a purpose for it. No one really cares because no one can live your life for you. But that's the good news. It means you hold the power. You don't need approval. You don't need permission. You need a decision. So stop telling people your problems and start showing them your comeback. People are too busy with their own struggles. That's the truth most of us don't want to hear. But it's the one that will set you free if you let it. Everyone you know, your friends, your coworkers, even your family, is fighting a battle you can't see. Some are trying to keep their heads above water financially. Some are battling anxiety every morning just to get out of bed. Some are holding their families together while silently falling apart. So when you share your problems and expect the world to pause and care deeply, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. It's not that people don't care at all. It's that they can't carry your weight when they're already drowning in their own. We all have limited emotional energy. Most people are doing the best they can to hold their own lives together, and that means they don't have much left to carry yours. The moment you realize this, something shifts. You stop expecting everyone to understand you, and you start understanding yourself. This is where self-accountability begins. Because when you stop waiting for others to show up for you, you finally start showing up for yourself. You stop wasting time wondering why someone didn't check in, or why no one seems to get it. Instead, you use that energy to make progress. You start asking better questions. Asterisk, what can I do right now to move forward? How can I take care of myself instead of waiting for someone else to do it? Asterisk, here's what happens next. You get stronger. You start to realize that your peace doesn't depend on other people's attention. It depends on how you handle your own chaos. You build confidence not from sympathy, but from survival, from proving to yourself that you can stand even when no one's clapping for you. Think about it, the strongest people you've ever met, the ones who inspire you, they didn't get there because they had endless support. They got there because they stopped expecting it. They learned that while empathy is beautiful, it's not something you can rely on for momentum. People may love you, but they still have their own pain to manage. That's not a reason to feel bitter. It's a reason to grow. Once you stop depending on others for validation, you become unstoppable. You stop waiting for encouragement to move, for understanding to act, for comfort to heal. You realize that your power comes from within. You stop oversharing your pain just to feel seen, and start doing the work that makes you proud of yourself. Yes, People are busy with their own struggles. But that's okay, because you don't need a cheering squad to change your life. You just need one person who believes in you, asterisk you. Asterisk, once you master that, everything else changes. You start moving with purpose. You stop taking things personally, and you begin to understand that strength isn't built when everyone's watching. It's built in silence, when no one else even knows you're fighting. Your problems are your responsibility. Those 6 words might sound heavy, but they are also the most empowering truth you will ever accept. Because the moment you take full ownership of your life, your choices, your reactions, your healing, you stop being powerless. You stop waiting for someone to fix things for you. You stop looking for rescue, and instead, you start building the life you actually want. It's so easy to fall into the trap of blame, to point fingers at your past, your parents, your circumstances, or even the people who hurt you. And maybe they did play a role. Maybe you didn't deserve what happened. But here's the part that stings. No one's coming to clean up the mess but you. The longer you wait for someone else to take responsibility for your peace, the longer you'll stay stuck in the same story. Taking responsibility doesn't mean blaming yourself for everything that went wrong. It means realizing that asterisk healing and change are your job now. Asterisk, you can't control what happened, but you can absolutely control what happens next. That shift in mindset changes everything. Instead of asking asterisk, why did this happen to me? Asterisk, you start asking asterisk, what can I learn from this? Asterisk, instead of saying asterisk, this isn't fair. Asterisk, you start saying asterisk, this is fuel. Asterisk, when you own your problems, you take back your power. You stop letting life happen asterisk to asterisk you and start making life happen asterisk for asterisk you. Every time you take action, no matter how small, you prove to yourself that you're capable. You stop being the victim of your circumstances and become the author of your comeback. That's where confidence grows, not from things going right, but from knowing you can handle it when they go wrong. The truth is, waiting for someone else to fix you is just another way of giving away your control. People can love you, support you, guide you, but they can't do the work for you. They can't change your habits, rewrite your thoughts, or silence your fears. That's on you, and that's the best news, because it means the outcome is in your hands. You're not helpless, you're in charge. So, take a deep breath and look at your life. What part of it have you been waiting for someone else to fix? Your finances, your health, your mindset, the relationship you know isn't right for you. You already know what needs to be done. It's just about deciding that you're done waiting for anyone else to do it. Owning your problems doesn't make life easier, but it makes asterisk you asterisk stronger. It gives you direction. It gives you focus. It forces you to grow. And once you start walking that path, something powerful happens. You stop needing anyone to save you, because you finally realize you can save yourself. Talking too much about your problems magnifies them. The more you speak about what's wrong, the bigger it starts to feel. The deeper the roots of negativity begin to grow, and the harder it becomes to see a way out. It's not that talking is bad. Sometimes you need to release what's inside. But there's a line between expressing your pain and feeding it. Every time you replay that same story, who hurt you, what went wrong, why it's unfair, you give it new energy, new life, new power over you. Think about it. Every word you speak reinforces a belief. When you keep saying, asterisk, I can't believe this happened to me, asterisk, you're telling your mind that you're powerless. When you keep saying, asterisk, I'm stuck, asterisk, your brain believes it's true. Words are not just sounds. They are commands to your subconscious. The more you focus on the problem, the more your brain filters everything through it. Before long, Even the smallest challenge feels like another reason to stay frustrated. Now, imagine shifting that energy. Imagine taking all those hours you spend venting, complaining, and rehashing, and pouring them into action. Instead of saying, asterisk, I don't know what to do, asterisk, you say, asterisk, I'm figuring it out. Asterisk, instead of repeating the problem, you start describing the solution. That's how momentum is built, through direction, not discussion. There's a kind of strength that comes from silence, not the silence of denial, but the silence of focus. When you stop talking about everything that's wrong, you create space to think about what could be right. You begin to hear your own thoughts more clearly. You start to problem solve instead of problem sit. Of course, there are moments when you need to talk to process, to release, to heal. But there's a difference between processing and rehearsing. Processing brings peace. Rehearsing brings pain. You'll know the difference by how you feel afterward. If talking about it gives you clarity, that's healing. If it drains you, that's feeding the problem. So, the next time you catch yourself venting for the 10th time about the same situation, pause. Ask yourself, asterisk, what am I really looking for right now, attention or answers? Asterisk, one keeps you stuck, the other moves you forward. Because complaining may connect you to others for a moment, but taking action connects you to your future. The truth is, the world doesn't change when you talk about your problems. It changes when you start doing something about them. You can either keep repeating your story or start rewriting it. Every time you choose silence over self-pity, every time you choose effort over excuses, you shrink the power your problems have over you. So stop giving your struggles a microphone. Stop letting your pain be the loudest voice in the room. You don't need to talk your way out of this. You need to walk your way out. Shift your focus, reclaim your power, and watch how fast your life starts to change when you finally stop giving the problem all your attention. Action is the only real therapy. You can read every book, listen to every motivational podcast, talk about your problems for hours, but until you move, nothing changes. You can't think your way into a new life. You have to act your way into one. That's the difference between people who stay stuck and people who break free. The ones who move, even when it's messy, even when they're scared, start creating momentum. And momentum is what transforms pain into progress. We often wait for motivation to strike before we do something. But here's the hard truth: motivation doesn't come first. Action does. Motivation is what you get after you start moving. The first step will always feel hard because your brain wants comfort, not change. But the moment you do something, make that call, take that walk, apply for that job, say no to what's been draining you, something inside you shifts. You feel alive again, in control again. Action builds clarity, and clarity builds confidence. When you're stuck, your mind becomes your worst enemy. It keeps looping through the same problems, overanalyzing everything, creating stories that keep you frozen. But the second you move, your focus changes. You go from asterisk thinking asterisk about your problems to asterisk working asterisk through them. That shift is powerful because it pulls you out of victim mode and puts you back in charge. You stop waiting for the perfect time. You make the time. Action is the therapy that doesn't require an appointment. You don't need anyone's approval to begin. You just need to decide that standing still is no longer an option. The truth is, clarity never comes while you're waiting. It comes while you're doing. You don't figure out the path by staring at the map. You figure it out by walking the road, one imperfect step at a time. And yes, you will fail sometimes. You'll take steps that don't work, make decisions you'll regret, fall down more times than you want to count. But even that is progress because at least you're moving. You can adjust direction. You can learn from mistakes, but you can't steer a parked car. Progress requires motion, so stop saying asterisk. I don't know where to start. Asterisk start anywhere. Pick one thing, just one small thing, and do it today. Send the email, clean the space around you, write the plan, take the walk. Those small actions create small wins, and small wins create big change. Action isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. You won't wake up one day with all the answers, but if you keep moving, the answers will meet you along the way. Life rewards movement always. So if you want to feel better, don't wait for someone to come fix it. Don't wait for the right time, just move. Because once you do, you'll realize the most powerful therapy in the world has been in your hands the whole time, taking action. Turn pain into purpose. It sounds simple, almost cliché, but it's one of the most powerful transformations a person can make. Every disappointment, heartbreak, rejection, or failure you've ever experienced carries a lesson, a seed of growth buried deep inside the pain. The problem is, most people stop at the pain. They sit in it. They replay it. They let it define them. But the ones who rise are the ones who say, asterisk, this is not where my story ends. Asterisk, they take that pain and use it as fuel to create something better. When life breaks you, you have two choices. You can stay broken, or you can build something new from the pieces. Pain will always demand to be felt, but it doesn't have to be wasted. Every scar has meaning if you decide it does. That betrayal that left you questioning your worth, it can teach you self-respect. That failure that made you doubt yourself, it can show you resilience. That loss that shattered your heart, it can teach you compassion. Nothing you've been through is meaningless unless you let it be. Turning pain into purpose doesn't happen overnight. It's a process. It starts with acceptance, acknowledging that what happened hurt, that it changed you. Then comes responsibility, deciding that while you can't control what happened, you can control what comes next. The final step is transformation, using your experience to help you grow, to help others, to create something beautiful out of something brutal. Pain can be your teacher if you stop fighting it and start learning from it. Every time you choose to grow instead of give up, you take back your power. You show life that it can knock you down, but it can't keep you there. You start using your wounds as wisdom. That's where true strength is born, not from perfection, but from survival with intention. Think about the people who inspire you the most. Their stories aren't perfect. They're filled with moments of loss, failure, rejection, but they turned that pain into purpose. They used it to build businesses, create art, start movements, change lives. Their greatest struggles became their greatest contributions. You have that same power. You don't need to wait for someone to hand you meaning. You can create it right where you are. So the next time life hurts, and it will, remember this. You can either let pain harden you or shape you. One path leads to bitterness, the other to purpose. Don't just survive what broke you. Build from it. Let it sharpen your focus, deepen your empathy, and strengthen your drive. Your pain can either define your limits or refine your purpose. Choose the second, because when you turn pain into purpose, nothing is wasted. Every tear, every trial, every scar becomes proof that you didn't just endure life, you transformed it. Silence builds self-trust. In a world that never stops talking, where everyone feels the need to share every thought, emotion, and struggle, silence has become rare, almost uncomfortable. But silence is where strength is born. It's where you reconnect with yourself, hear your own voice, and remember that you already have the answers you've been seeking from everyone else. When you constantly run to others for advice, approval, or comfort, You begin to disconnect from your own instincts. You start to believe that everyone else knows better. But when you get quiet, truly quiet, you start to hear the small, steady voice inside you that's been trying to guide you all along. That's self-trust, and it's built not through noise, but through stillness. Silence doesn't mean isolation. It doesn't mean you cut people off or never speak your truth. It means you stop outsourcing your confidence. You stop handing your peace to people who can't protect it. You learn to sit with your thoughts, your fears, your pain, and realize they don't control you. The more time you spend listening inward, the stronger that inner voice becomes. There's power in not explaining yourself to everyone. There's freedom in not needing to broadcast your struggles or prove your progress. When you choose silence, you shift the focus from what others think to what you know. You begin to value your own opinion more than the world's noise. That's when decisions get clearer, boundaries get stronger, and confidence stops depending on validation. Self-trust grows in the moments when you choose to rely on yourself. Every time you face a challenge and say, asterisk, I'll figure it out, asterisk, you plant another seed of confidence. Every time you stay calm instead of reacting, every time you reflect before responding, every time you handle something privately instead of performing it publicly, you strengthen that trust. You start to believe in your own ability to handle life, and that belief changes everything. The truth is, silence isn't weakness, it's wisdom. Loud people often seek attention. Silent people seek understanding. And when you understand yourself, the opinions of others lose their power. You stop begging the world to see your worth because you've already seen it. You stop explaining your path because you know where you're going. So take time every day to be still, to disconnect from the noise, to sit in silence, to listen to your own thoughts. You'll be surprised at how much strength you already have. You don't need everyone's feedback to move forward. You don't need everyone's approval to heal. What you need is faith in yourself, and silence is where that faith is built. Because when the world goes quiet, that's when you finally hear the truth. You were never lost. You just needed to stop listening to everyone else long enough to trust yourself again. Here's a powerful and emotionally grounded ending for your speech stop telling people your problems. No one really cares in Mel Robbins' motivational style, backhand index pointing down at the end of the day. Nobody is coming to save you, and that's not something to be sad about. That's something to celebrate, because it means you hold the power. You have everything inside you right now to rebuild, to rise, to rewrite your story. The world may not stop to listen to your problems, but that's okay, because you're not here to be pitied. You're here to be powerful. You don't need everyone to care. You just need to care enough about yourself to do the work. Stop waiting for someone to understand your pain and start using that pain to push forward. Stop talking about what's wrong and start doing what's right for you. Every great comeback begins in silence when no one's watching, no one's cheering, no one's believing but you. That's where strength is built. That's where change begins. So the next time you want to tell someone your problems, pause and remind yourself, I don't need to talk about this. I'm going to do something about it. Because when you stop telling people your problems and start solving them, you stop being a victim of your story, and you become the author of your next chapter.